My neighbor sent me a text last night demanding that I pay $300. Not asking, demanding. Why? Because her daughter's car got towed after she parked it directly in front of my driveway, completely blocking me from getting home. Now look, I get it. Nobody wants to be that person who calls the tow truck over something petty. We all want to be good neighbors. But here's the thing. This wasn't petty. Her daughter didn't park a little close to my driveway. She completely blocked the entire entrance. I literally could not get my car into my own garage. And now her mother thinks I should pay for the consequences. I have the text messages. I have video footage of exactly how her car was parked. And I have the towing company's records showing this was completely legal. So let me walk you through what happened, from a blocked driveway to the demand for payment to how I responded. Because this is about more than just parking. This is about entitlement and accountability. Let me read you the actual text she sent the next morning. Hi, I hope you're having a good evening. My daughter parked in front of your driveway last night because there was no street parking available. Your driveway wasn't blocked that badly. You could have easily driven over your lawn to get to the street since it's not that far. The towing fee was $300, and that's a lot of money for a college student. Since you're the one who called the tow truck, I think it's only fair that you reimburse her for this expense. Please let me know when you can Venmo her. Thanks. Let me break this down. First, she admitted her daughter blocked my driveway. So we're not even disputing the facts. Second, she told me I should have driven over my own lawn to accommodate her daughter's illegal parking. She actually suggested I damage my own property rather than have the car towed. Third, she said it wasn't blocked that badly. We'll get to that in a second. And fourth, she demanded I pay $300. Not asked, demanded. She even told me to Venmo her daughter. The audacity is actually impressive. Now you might be thinking, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe I overreacted. So let me explain what blocked my driveway actually means. I have a Ring camera that covers my driveway entrance. When I pulled up that night around 10 p.m., here's what I saw. Her daughter's silver Honda Civic was parked perpendicular to my driveway. And when I say perpendicular, I mean perpendicular. Not at an angle. Not partially blocking. The entire car was positioned across the entrance like a gate. My driveway is single car width. There was literally no physical way for me to get into my garage without destroying her car or driving over my lawn. And about that lawn option, it had rained all day. My yard was mud. If I had driven over it, I would have destroyed my grass, probably gotten stuck, and damaged my car's undercarriage. So her solution wasn't a solution. It was just making her daughter's problem into my problem. The video shows. I sat there for about 2 minutes trying to figure out what to do. I got out and looked around for the owner. No one was outside. The car had no note, no contact information, nothing. So I called the non-emergency police line. The dispatcher said, "Is it blocking your private property?" I said yes. She said, "You have every right to have it towed," and gave me the towing company number. I called them. They arrived in 20 minutes, took photos for documentation, and loaded it up. The whole thing took 15 minutes. Problem solved. Or so I thought. Let me explain something about driveway blocking laws that apparently not everyone knows. In basically every jurisdiction in the United States, blocking someone's driveway is illegal. It doesn't matter if there's nowhere else to park. It doesn't matter if you'll only be a minute. Driveways are your private property. Blocking access to private property is illegal. Full stop. In my city, the code says you cannot park within 5 feet of a driveway entrance. Emily's car was sitting directly across the entire entrance. She wasn't even close to legal. And here's the thing about towing companies. They know the laws. They have to, because if they tow a legally parked car, they face huge fines and lawsuits. When I called, they asked, Is it on your private property? Do you want it removed? Are you the property owner? I said yes to all three. They didn't hesitate. They just sent a truck. The fact that they towed it immediately with no pushback tells you everything. It was a clear violation. No gray area. Here's what my neighbor doesn't understand. I didn't get her daughter's car towed. Her daughter got her own car towed by parking illegally. I just made the phone call. This is like if someone broke into your house and their parents demanded you pay for the window they broke climbing in. The person who broke the law created their own consequence. You didn't do anything wrong by calling the police. Same principle. Emily broke the law. The consequence was a towing fee. I didn't create that consequence. The law did. Here's some context. I've lived here 3 years. She lives 2 doors down. We'd never had issues before. We'd wave, make small talk. Completely normal neighbor relationship. Her daughter Emily is 19. Goes to community college. That night was the first time her car had been on our street. She came to visit around 9 p.m., saw no street parking, and decided to block my driveway. And here's the thing. There's a visitor parking area 1 block away. 1 block. A 2-minute walk. It's almost never full, but she didn't want to walk 2 minutes. So she blocked my driveway instead. That's not a mistake. That's choosing your convenience over someone else's property rights. So when I got that text demanding payment, I took about an hour to cool down. My wife said keep it short and factual. Don't get emotional. Here's what I sent. Hi, your daughter's car was completely blocking my driveway. I couldn't access my property. The visitor lot 1 block away had open spaces. I called a towing company after confirming with police this was legal. I won't be reimbursing the fee as your daughter parked illegally. I hope we can still be good neighbors. Professional, factual, not rude. Just know. She responded with a long text saying I wasn't reasonable and that a good neighbor would have knocked on her door first. She said, clearly, you don't care about anyone, and was disappointed. Asterisk, I sent one final response. I understand you're upset, but your daughter blocked my driveway, which is illegal. This is between her and the towing company. I won't discuss this further. Have a good evening. And then I screenshot everything and didn't respond again. She tried 2 more times to get me to pay. 2 days later, she sent a crying emoji saying her daughter was sobbing every night and couldn't afford to eat because of the fee. I didn't respond. Then she sent me a Venmo request for $300 with the note driveway incident reimbursement. Like I was going to accidentally pay it. I declined and screenshot it. Finally, a week later, she sent, I can't believe you're being so petty over a parking spot. You've shown your true colors. We're done. I blocked her number. My wife and I talked about whether we should have handled it differently. Maybe knocked on her door first? But it was 10 p.m. It was raining. I tried to find the car owner. No one was outside, no note on the car, and I had every legal right to have it towed. Why should I spend my evening hunting down neighbors because someone parked illegally? I shouldn't. That's the responsibility of the person who parked there. So that's the story. I had my neighbor's daughter's car towed for blocking my driveway, and her mother decided I should pay for it. I didn't pay. I won't pay, and I don't feel bad about it. Here's what I learned. Setting boundaries doesn't make you a bad neighbor. Standing up for yourself doesn't make you petty. And refusing to pay for someone else's poor choices doesn't make you unreasonable. Emily made a choice. She saw there was no street parking. She saw the visitor lot was 1 block away. She chose to block someone's driveway instead of walking 2 minutes. That was her choice. And she faced the consequence, a $300 towing fee. That's not my fault. That's not my responsibility. That's just life. Actions have consequences. My neighbor tried guilt, anger, manipulation. None of it worked, because I didn't do anything wrong. I exercised my legal rights to have an illegally parked vehicle removed from my property. We haven't spoken since. She doesn't wave anymore. Her daughter glares at me when she visits. I'm completely fine with that, because at the end of the day, I can park in my own driveway whenever I want. And nobody can demand I pay them for facing the consequences of their own choices. If you've ever dealt with an entitled neighbor, or had to set boundaries with someone who thinks rules don't apply to them, drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how you handled it. And remember, standing up for yourself isn't being difficult. It's being an adult who knows their rights and isn't afraid to enforce them. Thanks for watching.